What is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Hey, man, you guys into ghosts, to ghost stories? Got a ghost story for y'all, and this is a true live, actual story. I'm not sure if you can call this a ghost, but let me explain. So, back when I was a preteen, my family lived in the West Indies, right? And I used to like to go outside when on the full moon. The full moon is out, or just outside generally in the nighttime. Um, it's beautiful. It's completely different than what you'll see. I live in the city now. I live in New York City, and it's different. And the moon shines on the canopy, and there's a lot of like it's like a bushy area, you know? When it shines on that, it looks beautiful, man. I can't explain it in full detail, but it's better than just looking at buildings. It's just, the skyline of New York has its own beauty, but that to me will always feel like home. But yeah, I was sitting outside in my neighbor's yard. I noticed something. My neighbor had just moved out, probably like prior to that. They haven't lived there in years, probably like a good 2 years, so 2 years. And nobody was in the house. It was abandoned for a while, but still a good house. Looks good. Not the abandoned house you would think of when you think, oh, it's an abandoned house in the project. So it's still a good house. The owner of the home, because the people that lived there before rented the house, he still kept the house in a good condition. But I remember standing outside of our house, our yard, and I looked over and I saw a shadowy figure just ran straight through the 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 fence. It was fenced. It was a fenced house. Ran through it, then I think ran through. It's so long ago. Ran through a solid wall, which is the home. Ran straight through, and at first I thought I was tripping. Then I saw it again. It took like maybe a couple more weeks or so, and I saw the same thing again. But I'm like, okay. And I saw it once. That was a fluke. Maybe my eyes or maybe optical illusion, maybe it was a shadow and the light came, but there was no, I know to myself because I know that there was no light, there's no car lights coming, and it's a very dark area. So I told my brother, I'm like, yo, hey, I want to show you something, man. And we stood outside. He was confused. We stood outside for like many different nights. We just stood outside. And he didn't understand. He thought I was just like, just looking at the moon and stuff. But then on a dark night, the moon wasn't even there, but it wasn't that bright, but it was still enough light for you to see the same thing. And it happened again. My brother standing right next to me, my younger brother, and yeah, he's only 2 years younger than me. And he's smart enough, we're both smart enough to know what we saw. And I go, hey, did you see that? And the look on his face was just, I, I mean, I don't have chills about it now. Not a lot of things scare me now, but at the time, yeah, it was. Ooh, I I think it took me a while to go back and stand outside to see it to see if I can see that same thing again, but I never did for some reason. I never did. Never saw it again. But unless my memories have tricked me somehow, I saw one, man. I'm not sure if it's a ghost or just a shadowy figure, but I definitely saw something. But yeah, that was my ghost story. I do want to upload a lot. I got a lot more stories. I was in a house one time where it burnt down. There's a lot more stories I want to tell. If you think this is quality, legit story that you want to hear some more of, something else, 'cause I got a lot of stories from when I was younger. Yeah. If you any African culture, African upbringing, because I mean, even though I'm not from Africa, I still consider myself African. Most African nations, they're gonna have folklores and about ghosts and spirits and that type of stuff. And coming up, I heard a lot of stories. Maybe that contributed to it. Maybe it was just an optical illusion, and I just saw something that wasn't even real, you know? Could have been a shadow, but to my knowledge, there was no light, and this thing was moving like an actual human being. Just shadows that kind of stretch as the light shine on them. This thing was the same shape, and I'm trying to remember if it moved very fast or slow, but it was. I heard a lot of things about my neighbors, and maybe that kind of contributed to what I saw, but I definitely saw something. But yeah. Anyway, hey, if you like what you heard, please hit that like, subscribe, and let me know because I'll be uploading a few more. Not everything's gonna be scary now because I had you know I had an interesting life. I'm still young, but yeah, I have a lot of stories to tell. Anyway, thank you all. Subscribe and share the video. Peace.